Hello everyone, Giltar here with an overview of the Iron Monger Build-A-Figure parts that come with the first wave of Iron Man Marvel Legends action figures. Now, the Iron Monger figure here is only partially completed. We have the left and right legs as well as the torso. These parts came with the Iron Patriot, Classic Iron Man, and Heroic Age Iron Man Marvel Legends figures. You can only get them that way unless you want to go to the secondary market, where some people are selling these parts individually. However, to be honest, the parts are usually listed at a price that is high enough so that I would say you might as well just get the normal action figure that include the parts, so that at least you're getting the most money for your purchase. Now, as far as these parts go for articulation, the left and right legs have double hinged knees and ball hinge rocker ankles. I've posed each leg in a different pose just to demonstrate the range of articulation. The knee can bend to about a 90-degree bend, which is not normally significant, but if you consider the bulky design of the Ironmonger armor, it is more than adequate. I'd say actually it's perfect. As far as the ankle articulation goes, as you can see, it affords a fairly good range of motion to the side, so that when the figure is assembled, you should be able to pose the toy with the bottoms of the feet flat on surfaces to a fairly wide range. And now, as far as the torso goes, there are two areas of articulation. The hips, which use ball hinge or swivel hinge joints, those should allow for a really good range of movement. And the torso, in the middle of it, has, I believe, a basic ball joint, which allows a minor degree of movement forward, but it does actually allow a fair degree of movement backwards, so that I think you could probably pose this figure, once assembled, into a flight pose that looks pretty good. Now, as far as pros and cons of these parts and of the partially assembled figure, articulation. I think it's got a really good range of articulation, again, considering the bulk of the design of the Ironmonger armor. Another good point about the figure is just simply the stature, the size of it. Once fully assembled, this figure should be about 8 inches tall or so, which is a fairly good size. Obviously not as large as the previous Build-A-Figures that we've seen from Toy Biz and I believe early Hasbro. But the thing is that Ironmonger, if you want it in scale with the Iron Man and basically most other Marvel Legends toys, it can't be that much bigger than what it should end up being. Again, around the 8-inch mark. If it's any bigger than that, it would be kind of out of scale, which, you know, to me is something to be considered. Because if you're into Marvel Legends, obviously you're a toy collector, and as most toy collectors go, scale is a significant consideration for a person's collection, especially if they display it and make little dioramas and such. Now, the one drawback to the figure is simply the color scheme. Now, this isn't a problem that is, you know, derived from the toy design. Rather, it's the source material. The Ironmonger design that this uses is from the Marvel Comics, I think mid to late 80s version, with some modifications, obviously. But basically, that Ironmonger version was purely blue, except for the red portion of the chest emitter. I believe the visor on the helmet is also, I think, red or maybe yellow. I can't remember. And then like the antenna on the shoulder or the backpack is usually blue or a black. The only problem with that kind of color scheme is not so much that it's boring, but rather it really obscures the sculpted detail in the parts, which this has a lot of really great sculpted detail. To me, it's a really great blend of sort of classic comic book power armor aesthetics with mechanical elements that makes it a little more believable as a a vehicle of destruction. But even so, I think it's a really good looking toy so far. I can't wait for the second wave of the Iron Man Marvel Legends toys that I believe are coming out late summer or early fall of this year. If you want to get this, you have to get the Iron Man Legend or Marvel Legends toys. These are not normally sold separately unless you go to the secondary market, which has highly inflated prices for these things. And that's not even including the shipping cost of getting these things sent out to you. I would say if you have any interest in the Ironmonger design or having the Ironmonger as part of your Marvel Legends collection, definitely go out and pick up the Iron Patriot, Classic Iron Man, and Heroic Age Iron Man Marvel Legends figures. Those three are fine action figures alone, but having this Build-A-Figure part of the set is definitely a really good bonus. So thank you very much for watching. Have yourselves a great day, and see you at the next video.